What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Comics in the Basement. We are your hosts as always. This is Eddie.
And Miguel, right here on the Nerdy Basement channel, the premier place for your nerdy news. Guys, what a week.
Welcome back.
What a week. Dude, did you see? Did you see all the things?
Lots of things?
Did you see all the things?
You mean that thing?
Now, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it in depth.
Okay.
On the Nerdy Basement.
Got it. Oh,
when
those things.
Yeah,
something
all those things.
From the magical
things?
mouse. Those things. Yes.
Dude, those things. What?
Yeah, it was a lot of overload. If you got to actually see the updates, check it out on the Nerdy Basement's Twitter and also the actual Instagram page, because that's where all the news is right now, is because there was a lot. So much. But we have a lot of comics to talk to you about today as well, guys. This is episode 33. Next episode, when you come to join us, is going to be our season finale for the holidays, I guess you could say, because
for 2020.
For 2020. So season finale of 2020. So 30 episodes in, 34. I would like to have a 35 just to make it a nicer number. But
out of 52 weeks,
yes,
34 episodes. Like,
that is actually true.
That's yeah.
Yeah, we've been double dipping, yo.
I mean, that's more than 2 episodes a month. That's almost 3 episodes a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's almost 3. I love that. But yeah, guys, again, like, amazing support. Thank you so much as always, and everything for, listening and all that fun stuff. But this episode's jam-packed. What's up?
Can we talk real quick about that one person who decided to comment on the video?
Well, that's a TNB thing. We can talk about that on the TNB episode, because when one of you guys comment on one of the CITB YouTube episodes, then we'll talk about it on the episode.
Yeah, so comment, follow us on YouTube. Yes. Come on,
engage. But guys, again, episode 33 is jam-packed today. We're going to be starting off with one of my personal favorites. We don't get to talk about him enough. Our man, Chip Zdarsky, and his Daredevil run. Wow. Shit. Like, especially these last 2 issues, like the better 3 issues, technically 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 3 issues.
I read the 3 issues.
Well, I haven't read 23 in a while, but 24 and 25 I read back to back just the other day. So, But I remember all about it, guys. I don't know. Do you want to take us away, I guess, on this point, or you want me to take it away? Because I love this. Love this series.
Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil has been phenomenal. It has been fantastic. The artwork by Chichetto on these last 2 issues, I think.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think it was just the last 2
I want to say at least the arc, possibly.
Has it?
Anyway, yeah.
Chichetto's artwork, fantastic. The storyline, amazing. Bringing in Matt's twin brother from like 5 story arcs ago.
Not even,
because it was from like a completely different writer. No. It was. I'm sorry, I said story arcs. I meant volume.
Yeah, well, no, this is true. Yeah. From his creation to then, still following up. But remember, we did get an issue for him during the Daredevil annual. Yes. So this is not the first. So they were setting it up. We just thought it was just happening because now this brother is real. He is canon. You know what I mean? He lives in our hearts, and he is in that book. He's a deadbeat, but we love him. Matt, it's not Matt. It's Michael Murdock. Yeah, Michael Murdock. That is something to behold. I'll tell you like that. But yes,
dude, I didn't even know anything about Michael Murdock when they brought him in the annual. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Really?
And then he finds the Norn Stone because he wants to be real. Okay, so the story behind Matt Murdock is he's not real.
Mike. He
Murdock. Was. Yeah, Mike.
You said Matt Murdock.
Did I say Matt?
Yeah, trust me, we're gonna do this a lot. It's fine. No judgment.
The story between the other Murdock brother, Mike Murdock, is that he was a persona that they created for Matt, so he can be Matt and Daredevil at the same time. but he wasn't real. And then at some point, somehow he became real, and now he wants to be Pinocchio. He wants to be a real boy.
So it was a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing. And the short version is like how Miguel said, he was just a disguise for Matt. So he actually acted like he could see. So this was the persona, just to kind of like throw people off the case. Like, oh, why is this guy all of a sudden doing this? Blah blah blah. Well, Matt's brother can see, even though he was technically blind when Matt was playing this guy. It was just a get out of jail free card for him. Then later on, another villain actually brought this persona to life. It was I want to say it was Muse or Prior Muse.
I thought it was the Jack-o'-lantern dude.
Probably right with that too. Yeah, one of these magic dudes pulled some shit out of the hat, and it ended up being Mike. And when Mike showed up, he is still he is real, he is solid, but who he's supposed to be isn't real, right? And because his life was never a thing, it was a fabrication that Matt made for himself. To then eventually, now in that annual, that stone that Mike found, the Norn Stone, now made him fully canon, which is so crazy because then that moment rewrote everything. Matt has memories of them both together. Matt has memories with him at ringside watching their father fight, and then showing that Mike was just still a bad egg. You know what I mean?
Oh, the hood.
You know what I mean?
The hood. Yeah, the hood.
Okay, yep, there you go. The hood brought him to being to kind of fuck with Daredevil. Simple as that, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so that's where he is, right? And now because he found a way to bring himself and make himself a real boy, make himself a part of the lives of the Daredevil family, right? And mind you, he actually doesn't even know Matt is Daredevil. So that's also one of the funnier parts of it.
Which I thought was a little ridiculous in issue 25. So, spoiler for what happens in issue 25. Spoiler for like this whole thing. Listen, y'all listening to Comics in the Basement. We're talking about comic books. You're gonna get spoiled.
A little.
I'm just saying.
Just a little.
But Matt Murdock is going to jail. But it's not Matt Murdock. It's Daredevil. Daredevil is going to jail. Mm-hmm. And like he's getting together with Foggy. Foggy knows he's Daredevil. Foggy's like, listen, this is what we have to do. They bring in his old girlfriend who's also a lawyer. Yep. When Matt got pissed about that, I wanted to punch Matt. I was like, shut the hell up, dude. Like, how you gonna get mad? They're trying to help you, bruh.
Part of the problem is because if you guys remember back in one of the more recent runs, when Matt was outed before he outed himself and everything, so everyone knew Daredevil and Matt Murdock were one and the same. That's when he was dating her, but because of the Purple Children, Matt took because he wasn't happy with that. Everyone knew his identity, so anyone associated with him were put in danger in general.
He one more dated.
Yeah.
One more day.
One more day.
One more day was the Spider-Man story where he made everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Similar scenario. And, so then when he made the Purple Children make everyone forget and everything that he was Daredevil, so then he can get back to it. But then he wanted to be a dick and not stay with her and live the double life. So he broke up with her. And then he moved back from LA to go back to New York. But that's the reason why. Yeah, he got pissed. I get it. No, trust me. I feel you. I'm like, get over it, bro. Like, it is what it is. I'm like, you're Daredevil.
It was your fault.
You know what I mean?
It was you did it. You picked being Daredevil over being happy.
Yeah. And then Slash, she's representing Daredevil. She's not representing Matt. But she doesn't know that because he doesn't want to tell her.
which then brings in a problem because she shows up and she goes, "Where's Matt? I don't want to see him, but he's a brilliant lawyer. He should probably be here to help out his pal, Daredevil.
Yep. Why isn't he a part of this?" And so on and so forth. Yeah. So then that's where we come back full circle.
Enter Mike Murdock.
Yep. Funny enough. Hilarious.
Dude, it is such a fantastic story. And then not just that, but then we also bring in Electro and we bring in Stick, and it ties into a possible something which me and Ed were talking about via text message a few days ago. Talks about the hand.
Yes.
And how the hand needs. Is it?
Well,
yeah, the hand,
so
'cause the hand's fighting the chase.
Yeah, well, technically they're the fist. The chase is the fist. They're the one. They're the good. They're the good to the hand. Like, you know what I mean? They're the they're the yang, right? But yeah, so like they show us a flashback, or at least a recent story of Elektra and Stick finding a book that literally tells everyone how to beat the hand, which then complicates things even more. So this is why Elektra is back and around and doing all these things.
And rich.
Yeah, and rich. Well, she's rich because Matt helped her get rich. If you guys remember a couple issues back when Matt was fighting another, I guess, crime family, yeah, or just big business. They're just as criminal. The Stromans, yeah.
No, it was the Stromans.
Yeah, but they're still a crime family / also just big business in the most evil way possible. They only care about their profits. Doesn't matter what happens to get it. You know what I mean?
It's a crazy story.
You know, these are the guys that even the Kingpin were scared of at the time, right? So, long story short, and it's true. He was intimidated by their old money.
Dude, I find it
right.
Dude, I find that story so hilarious, good though. Yeah. Like not hilarious. Like, oh, this is stupid, but like, when you think of the Kingpin, you don't think of the Kingpin being scared of anybody. But they intimidated him so much, like. Didn't he almost piss his pants?
To an extent,
like he had to run to the bathroom.
Well,
and then like that's when he killed that one dude. You know what? We're getting way too off track.
Well, it's all a part of the same story, right? Because this is how it stems from. The first issue, Matt committed murder. Not intentionally murdered the guy, but from fighting them and everything like that, the guy knocks down and he eventually dies in the hospital bed because of internal bleeding. And this is how things were going full circle all the way through. The Stromans are around, but then they were trying to buy up the kitchen so they can tear everything down and buy it cheap. And little by little, Daredevil was trying to set the pace for him to be able to go to jail still and pay the crime, pay his debt back, to society, right? And but still leave the Hell's Kitchen in good hands.
Which brings in Tony Stark. Yes. Tony Stark is supposed to buy up the kitchen, but he can't.
Yep.
Because somebody swoops in at the last minute to buy up Hell's Kitchen. Now Daredevil's like, I can't get myself locked up. I need to go out there and I need to fight and I need to make sure that I don't go to jail. Shows up in court, ready to fight, and he hears Elektra whisper through the crowd in a soft-spoken voice that only Daredevil can hear. Don't worry, boo-boo. I got you. You can go ahead and go to jail. Mama's gonna take care of this.
I'll tell you guys right now, she never said boo-boo. Just thank God she never said boo-boo. That's horrible.
She also didn't say mama, but I mean, I'm not Chip Zdarsky.
He's paraphrasing, guys. But it's one of the cool things because no one knew who bought the kitchen, and the reason why she had the money to buy Hell's Kitchen was because they just robbed the Stormwinds anyway, just prior to this, a couple issues back. You know what I mean? And that was a play that Daredevil did. He was like, you got to hit them where it hurts, which is their money. That even though, mind you, it didn't hurt them that bad, but they did get a little perturbed, right? So they were just like. Damn it, $2 billion out there. All right, let me wipe my ass really quick with another $1 million and fix some shit, right? You know,
it's crazy. It's such a good story, guys. We just talking about it. I promise you, we are not doing it justice.
Yeah,
it is phenomenal. It is fantastic. Not just that, but side note, we skipped over one of the most important things. There's a new Daredevil after Matt goes to jail.
I don't think we skipped over it. It's going there. You know? I thought we were getting there. We just got to it now. Yes, there's another Daredevil now.
We are Daredevil, as the sign says. Indeed. Oh my God. Dude, it's true. So somebody spray painted on the wall, "We are Daredevil," which I don't know if they intended.
Yeah.
To do this.
Remember during some of the earlier issues, there were people putting on the mask to help try to scare other criminals.
Yes, but when I read "We Are Daredevil," it took me back to a dark place. It took me to a DC place where Iris West Allen said we
You're
are
talking
Flash.
CW, yes. Yeah.
But side note, we are Daredevil. The city of New York, Hell's Kitchen in particular, are Daredevil. And who has their back? None other than a lady Daredevil, Elektra, in one of the hottest costumes and one of the hottest Daredevil get-ups I've ever seen. That is 100% covered up.
It's very non-Elektra-esque, but it's perfect for her. It's
not revealing at all.
So perfect. She has like this nice hoodie right there for the face, because you could tell, like, I think she's not, like, even though you could tell that it is a female, but she's doing it so that no one really can see her face, so that she, no one can, it's partly a matter of just like so no one cares who is it, right?
She may also have a reputation to uphold.
That's potentially true too. Who knows? Honestly, I'm pretty sure if there's not an issue that Spider-Man or some of the other, like, maybe the Defenders and all that, or even Heroes for Hire, somebody, right?
Doctor Strange,
possibly. It's funny, in Savage Avengers, they're hooking up.
Yeah.
So I hope that actually happens, but I don't know how canon that is.
That's exactly why I said it.
I don't know how canon. Well, I don't know how the trajectory of that storyline, Savage Avengers, and everything else in Marvel is happening, because they have their own things happening, right? But as I was saying, Elektra is taking the mantle of Daredevil for Matt while he's in prison, because as a way to show that she can be trusted. Now, the problem is, obviously, Matt can't read between the pages like we can. And there's something in the book that we mentioned before that Styx and Elektra found. There's a prophecy there that the Fist needs a king and queen to defeat the Hand once and for all, but one of them has to die.
Yep.
So, and here's the thing, Elektra finds Daredevil is the king for the Fist. That's what they were both trained by Stick. They were both with the prophecy and all that kind of good stuff. And but apparently, one of them has to die for them to actually do the greatest good.
They gotta die for the cause.
Yeah. So here's one thing I can say. Right, I can say right off the bat, I don't think that Elektra is hoping that she's the one that lives, but she's also knows that she's willing to at least put her life on the line for it, but she just needs Matt. The biggest problem is Matt still does not trust her.
Well, which is why she's becoming Daredevil and not killing anyone
for the time being.
So that she can be trusted. Not just that, but she put her life like legitimately on the line. Like, she could have died.
Oh, multiple times though, and she has died once.
But like in this way, like, she's putting her life on the line the way Matt would.
Yes.
Right. No death blows. No, putting somebody down permanently, which means that they can sometimes get back up and shoot at you.
Well, here's one thing you could remember. If you remember when she started retraining him, she even said it. She's like, well, I already know how to take them down, like, permanently, / also I can still take them down without killing them. She was like, you were sloppy. Right. She was like, you should have waited for, like, you should have took more time before you got back into it, right? So I think she's more than prepared. Now, are there going to be some scenes that I'm really excited about when she's going to get so pissed that she's like, I could have just put this in your throat right now and we would have been done with this. But no, she's like, and then, I want to see that internal struggle of her just like so struggling, like saying, I want to kill you so bad right now.
I can hear her saying that stuff out loud, and then the criminal being like, Elektra? Is that you?
So, it'd be like, what? I'm still alive? Like some hilarious shit like that, right? It's like, I can't wait to see those little moments. And I think this is a fun, I feel like this might be at least a 5-issue run for her.
Possibly.
You know what I mean?
Possibly. Although apparently in issue 27, she's back to being Elektra again. So who knows?
So I am assuming 3 issues. That's interesting.
Well, she might be going back and forth. So that nobody knows who she is.
That makes sense.
Who knows? Sense. We don't know. This is fun. My bold prediction is that nobody dies.
I'm hoping so, but I feel like this is a big run, right? Ooh. I want to say, oh yeah, go for it.
Even more bold prediction.
Okay.
Mike Murdock dies.
Aw, poor guy. Poor guy. He's been trying to do is just have a life. And mind you, okay, so nice that you brought up Mike. Now we might be potentially seeing Mike trying to like pass the bar or some shit like that because like or learn some law because if Foggy fed him a fake lie about that. Matt is on on an addictive quest right now. Like, he's in rehab, Matt's in rehab. Mike's not.
Whatever.
I didn't write their names, okay? One of the Murdoch's boys, right? So he's keeping his nose clean, so to speak, so that he doesn't lose his license to practice law when he comes back, right? Whenever he comes back.
Yeah.
Well, we know that in 2 years, that's when Daredevil's license, his actual debt to society is cleared, but who knows what type of shit he's going to go through for 2 years in jail.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm really happy that they allowed him to at least have an orange mask and jumpsuit to work.
No, it's not his red mask. They gave him an orange mask.
It was an orange mask, yeah. It's actually pretty funny as hell. But so it's hilarious thinking about it. I'm like, wow, someone had to tailor that for him, or did he just tear it from a different thing?
He's gonna, you know what? It doesn't matter because he's gonna punisher it up. Is what he's gonna do.
I hope
he's gonna clean up crime from the inside.
Well, here's the problem with that, right? Think about it like this: on good behavior, you can always come back to stuff, right? If he can't, I don't think he's going to be beating up anybody in there. Maybe defending himself to an extent, but then stopping. Very shocked.
He's a lawyer. Prove it.
But they
prove it was me.
He is. But but then that's the problem. They can't let him know that he's a lawyer. So there's so many little things, right? But like this is a fun arc. I think this is a fun run already. It's only about 25 issues in. I'm hoping I'm seeing at least 50 issues of this. I want to see Matt come back from jail by like issue 35, maybe 40, right? I want to see this turn.
30.
I want to see this turn out. I don't want a time jump. You know what I mean? Because the time jump is going to suck. You know why? Because everywhere else is not 2 years yet in the stories.
So what I'm thinking is that he doesn't do the full 2 years. Like at some point in time, somebody finds out that he didn't kill anybody.
But he did.
It was some other cause that killed the guy. Matter of fact, the cop. What's it? Cole, right?
Did he say anything about that though? I think it was unintentional murder. Because after it was his kick or punch that made the guy land the way he landed. So that's still manslaughter.
Not if he died of like cancer or something. Like we don't know. You know what I mean?
No, we do know.
Like they need a reason for Matt because you can't write a story where Daredevil spends 2 years in prison.
I want to say that I think it's possible, and if it's going this way, worst case scenario. They swap him with Mike, okay, for a couple of issues so that he can go fight the Hand, right? That's one way of doing it. Or simplest, his very good behavior, he gets out in a year or 7 months because they're like, we kind of need you back somehow. But then that's kind of a cop-out. I don't want to see that. And that's why I feel like Chip is going to give us something that we don't want necessarily in the sense of we don't want to see a Daredevil in prison. But we have a female Daredevil right now.
Fisk pardons him.
A big potential right there because then he's going to want him to help him with the Stormons.
You owe me a favor.
There you go. Some crazy shit.
Guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Find us on Instagram. Let us know what you guys think. This is just an overall story. Personally, I love it. I think it's great.
Like I said, I want more. I love Chip's writing. I think this is one of my favorite Daredevil runs ever. All right, because this thing caught me off guard so many times, enjoying the hell out of it. Even his writing for Peter, I think is hilarious. It's like he was like, I was trying to be menacing. Was I menacing enough?
That was so good. I can't believe I almost didn't bring it up. That was so good.
Little moments like that. Amazing. Elektra going into the Daredevil moniker. That's a crazy.
Daredevil and Spider-Man up all night talking about their feelings.
Oh man. Well, they needed it because like he said, he was like, I didn't pay I didn't pay for the crime, but I did it. You know what I mean? I did this, and it sucks. Like so he's having his own internal crisis, but they both feel the same thing, which is crazy. They're cool.
What else? Here's the thing, right? What else could be brought into this story? Like so much more could be brought into this story. Like, they could take this and they could take it Marvel wide, where now heroes are forced to pay for their crimes, which they'd never done before. Like, this is brand new territory. I don't know if anybody's going to try to build upon this in another book.
Well,
But
think about it. It is
would be
being
really
built
cool.
on
Yeah.
because when it happened, it was before Chip. When this storyline, when Daredevil enacted, the superheroes are able to testify with their masks.
Yes.
That happened
Yes.
2 arcs ago. And it's great that Chip is still continuing it, right? But then that was also part of the thing. Matt had a show. He was like, I'm the one that helped enact this new law. If I don't show them that I'm willing to face the same treatment and I abide by these laws, I'm no better than them and I'm no better than anyone else. And then this still shows if everyone else will become better. And that I love that line. He was just like, this shows them that I did it, right? And I need to become better for
business.
it. And I believe in the system. I need to, so now it makes people think twice before they make these actions, right? But it also makes them become better superheroes for it because they're like, we really need to be better at this too, because any accident can happen, but there has to be a reason why that accident happened. You can't be fully evolved. There's consequences. And I'm sure this ropes into outlaws and so on and so forth. There's so many, because I haven't read that storyline. Eventually, yeah, you know.
Well, next episode. I'll talk
I wouldn't mind that.
It's really good.
But guys, Daredevil, Chip Zdarsky, freaking awesome. I think next issue, probably 2 weeks or something like that, because it's a monthly.
Yeah, I think December.
Yeah, so so January is going to be the next issue. But hell of a run. Highly recommend it. Fucking love it. Great job, Chip. So moving on. Okay.